we welcome you inside the Iceland Sports Complex in Louisville, Kentucky for Game 1 of the Derby City Showcase between the Kentucky Wildcats and the Virginia Tech Hokies. Hello everyone, I'm Gage Odell, and welcome to the heart of one of the toughest stretches in the schedule for Kentucky. After defeating Miami last week in overtime, the Cats now find themselves on the road for the next 6 games, including 3 this weekend against some of the top teams in the ACC. The Cats have been scratching and clawing their way through the last couple of weeks and shake off their somewhat rough start. This week will be the true test for the Cats with 3 games in 3 days, with the last 2 being a quick turnaround. It'll be a strength and conditioning test for Kentucky. It won't be often they play this amount of games this quick, but the times they will come up will be in February and March, when your season can end in a flash. Last year in this same showcase, the Cats went 2-1 after defeating Louisville and East Texas Baptist before falling in the early morning finale to Lake Superior State. Make no mistake about it, those returners and the coaching staff know how hard the final game is, but they also know the feeling of not finishing this showcase undefeated. So look for the Cats to try and continue to silence the outside noise and make their own this weekend against some ACC competition. Now moving on and looking at this weekend's opponent in the Virginia Tech Hokies. Last season they went 8-15 and finished 24th in the Southeast region. They started the season 4-1, including a win over Ohio State in the first game of their ACC showcase. But after that win, the Hokies finished 4-14, all of which were relatively close until the first round of the ACC tournament, where they were blown out by NC State. Overall in that season, they scored 90 goals and gave up 111 for a goal differential of -21. It was an uncharacteristically down year for the Hokies, who were one of the premier teams in the ACC before NC State got up and going. This season, the Hokies are 3-4 with 25 goals scored and 31 given up. Both of the series they have been in this season have been splits with UNC Wilmington and Delaware, but they have won all 3 of their one-off games against West Virginia, Wake Forest, and Division I George Mason. The Hokies are averaging 3.5 goals a game, and the most goals they've scored in a game this season is 5, and they have done so twice and are 1-1 in those games. Some of their top returning players this season is junior forward Gavin Peduzzi, who in 7 games has 3 goals and 6 assists for 9 points. Last season, Peduzzi was the Hokies' leading goal and point scorer with 19 goals and 11 assists for 30 points. Junior Dom Fantozzi is right behind with 3 goals and 3 assists for 6 points. Last season, Fantozzi scored as many goals, but added 6 assists for 9 points as a sophomore. But they have a star freshman in Cameron Kaze, who is leading goal scorer this season with 6 goals along with 2 assists for 8 points. For their goaltending, the Hokies have only played 2 of their 3 rostered tenders, starting with junior Ian Key, who in 6 games is 3-1 with a .382 goals against and an .892 save percentage. Key has given up 21 goals while in the crease for the Hokies. Last season, he went 4-9 with a 4 goals against and an .866 save percentage. Their other goaltender is sophomore Shane Cook, who is 0-2 with a 6 goals against average and an .852 save percentage. Last season, Cook went 4-3-2 with a 5.28 goals against average and an .863 save percentage. The last time these 2 teams played was exactly 2 years ago in the Louisville Showcase, where the Cats knocked off the Hokies 5-2. That saw both teams have to change rinks due to a shattered pane of glass. Shout out Zach Bartus. Let's hope for the same result, but less fireworks, since there's a game going on in the other sheet, and I kind of want to go to bed tonight. In order to get the same result, the game plan tonight for Kentucky should be simple. Against either of the goaltenders played tonight for the Hokies, crash the net and get pucks toward the goaltenders. The Hokies won't and shouldn't be able to keep up with Kentucky's speed. If the Cats are able to continue to clean up their defensive miscues and get pucks on net, then it should be a quick start for Kentucky. Now the Cats love to spend their time at midnights back at home, but at this point, Iceland is starting to feel like they're home away from home, as they have played 7 games here dating back to the beginning of the 21-22 season. Brett Quinn is a top goal scorer in that time with 4 goals in this building and 1 assist. Eastlack, D'Amico, and Cortapella each have 6 points with multiple goals and assists. but it was a freshman last season who started to break out around this time, as LaRue and Coskren each scored 2 goals in this barn, including Coskren's Michigan goal against Louisville. And Colin Costello gave the Cats life in the final game against Louisville last season with his short-handed goal as he tallied 2 points here at Iceland last year. For the goaltenders, Riley Allen is 2-0 in 3 games, while Arlie Cutler is 1-1. Overall, the Cats are 5-1-1 in their last 7 games at Iceland. This is a place they have come to often and have enjoyed success while under Coach Bergram, so look for that to play into the Cats' hands this weekend. For tonight's lineup for Kentucky, they, as always, will go with 13 forwards and 6 defensemen, starting with line 1, and the return of the top scoring line from last season in Eastlat, Quinn and D'Amico. Line 2 of Dan Cortapella, Cam Chabot, and Nick Delaney. Line 3 of Colin Costello, Mark LaRue, and Nick James. Line 4 of Parker Rice, Kyle Mead, and Stephen Lippa, with Tyler Coskren as the 13th forward. On the blue line tonight for the Cats is Tim Burke and Alex Rakitic, Anthony Santangelo and last weekend's hero and Connor Underwood, Michael Supan, and Colin Holtz. And in net tonight for Kentucky is the 6-foot sophomore from Indian Wells, California, in Arlie Cutler. On the season, Cutler is 1-1-1 with a 4.25 goals against and an .875 save percentage. Cutler will get the first game in the Derby City Showcase. Now that will do it for our pregame here this evening. We have just over 2 minutes left till the end of warm-ups. For now, we'll take you back down to the ice, and then we'll be back in just a moment for the starting lineup. So don't go anywhere. It's the Cats and Hokies coming up in Game 1 of the Derby City Showcase. Starting goaltender Ian Key found a puck in the back of the net, flips it up to one of the officials, and we're underway as Kentucky will control the opening face-off. As I'm just now noticing just a random cowboy hat floating. As we're now underway for the second, as the Cats won the face-off, and it goes right into the crease and covered by Key. Cutler slapping a stick, alert. Players know that it's now a 90-second power play. Burke down to Delaney. He'll fire one. It's loose behind the net. Burke with it again at the point. Here's Burke shooting one and scores! Tim Burke gets his first of the year, career goal 15. And the Cats are on the board with a power play goal. Underwood dancing around, back over to LaRue. LaRue has to reach out and grab it. Back up top to Underwood. Underwood will look over to Eastlack, who one times again and misses. LaRue, a second attempt, and it goes in, but the whistle blows first. And a cross-checking call is upcoming on Coskren. So Coskren goes into the box. It's going to lead to the 5th power play chance. For the Hokies, as the officials hollered quickly ice, but there's 1 second left on the Hokie penalty. And that got waved off since the Hokies are now on the power play as in comes Kaise. Spins and turns, gets it up to Paduzzi. Paduzzi across to McAfee, back to Paduzzi, who just touch taps it over to Kaise. Here's Tulo. Brings it up top to Paduzzi. Paduzzi looks, he'll fire one that goes in! Off a deflection from the stick of Andrew, and the Hokies tie it up. Leads to the 5th power play chance for Kentucky here late in the second as they try to take the lead back. Cats won it back. Now it's Eastlack at the blue line. Skates over towards the boards. Lays it down for D'Amico. He'll shoot one. Saved by Key. It's loose out in the crease. And a second attempt goes in. I believe that Chabot. And it is Cam Chabot scoring his 6th of the season, his ACHA career goal, 66. And the Cats score 11 seconds on the power play. It's their 2nd power play goal of the evening. No goals. Last period, 5 on 5. Cats are 2 of 5 on the power play. Virginia Tech is 1 of 5. A lot of penalties here in the first game for Kentucky, the Derby City Showdown, or Showcase, or whatever they're calling it here in Louisville, as Tech won the faceoff, and it's brought in by Delaney as Cortapella tried to take a rebound chance off the glass. That did go towards the net. Now it's Tim Burke spinning around, throwing it back to Supan, who can't control it. He'll gather it back and fire it across to Delaney. Delaney chips it up through the neutral zone. Kellogg can't keep possession. Now here comes Delaney skating in, trying to skate wide of McAfee. Misses a hip check. Delaney looking up. Here's Chabot. Now Cortapella trying to high stick it out of the air. Couldn't get it. Chabot banks it up to Tim Burke. Tim Burke will shoot one that looks for a deflection out front that goes wide. Cortapella back to Delaney. Delaney fires one in to the net and out of play. Cats so far 6 of 7 on the penalty kill. Trying to go 7 of 8. Trying to hold on to a 2-1 lead. Loose puck skated down by Salvato. Standing behind Key. He'll skate to the left. Now he'll look right. Trying to get it to Mudge. Gets it to him. Here comes Mudge in the attacking zone. He'll cut through. He'll look. He'll get one down towards Cutler. Then stick to side. Now here comes Kentucky in the shorthanded chance. A potential 2-on-1. Cortapella looking. Shooting, it scores! Cortapella with his 2nd on the season. A shorthanded goal, and Kentucky leads it 3-1. Along with D'Amico and Costello. And it's the junior capitalizing and stretching the Kentucky lead, trying to keep it at a 2-goal lead, and Virginia Tech immediately comes back down and scores a power play goal. Face off right in front of us. It'll be Cortapella and Paduzzi, and they won't even try. Final buzzer sounds. The Cats hold on and win 3-2 over Virginia Tech.